My fish fam, it's Nikachu, Merfolk Master. Actually, I'm back with my brother by popular demand.
Thank you.
Yeah, and by popular demand, we're bringing back MindSpring Merfolk, the new Merfolk card. Actually, a lot of people are experimenting with it. The one blue, 1/1, which is effectively a lord. Because when you activate, it's going to give +1/+1 to all your creatures. Gets the counter. It's permanent. But also, if you have a bunch of extra mana, you get to draw a card. That is cash value. That is money in the bank to help get back in games where you have run out of gas. And we're going to play with the full four this week. You know, we experimented with last time. It was pretty good. Let's see if maybe it's like never a liability. If there's no Renin 6 and Bowmasters out there, maybe this is a one-mana lord where it's a 1/1 creature on turn 1 that later on becomes a lord, and we would want as many of those cards in our deck, wouldn't we, chat? Especially since we might be passing the turn sometimes with like Tashana's Tiebinder or Floodpit Strandr, and then you know what? Maybe we don't play those cards and we just draw some cards and also buff up our team. I think it's worth exploring and checking out. I'm still missing a card in my. This is a 14-card sideboard. Okay, let's get a Vodalian Hexcatcher. I didn't even notice.
What's next, Watsy? Magic cart?
I don't know. So anyway, the deck has been more. I made a sideboard guide and I realized I brought in Tishana's Tiebinder every single game. That sometimes just happens because there's bad cards that you take out, like Spreading Seas, or maybe you're constantly taking out some counter spells versus decks that or Dismember because they just doesn't line up. So there's always some bad card in the main deck you take out, and there's always a filler card. But I actually think Tashana's Tiebinder just legitimately is in a good position in the metagame right now, and I'd like to try to play it in the main deck. It's also another flash creature, which helps you give you options whether you want to play the exhaust ability on your Mindspring Merfolk or play your flash creature at end of turn. So you have options. You have options. You could have mana up. Your opponent thinks you're trying to hold up Mindspring Merfolk when really when in reality we had Tashana's Tiebinder the entire time. Or I guess they could assume, or maybe they'll forget that we can have counter magic as well. I think that's about it. To be honest, I don't really like the sideboard too much. I don't like having like 4 Stern Scolding and 4 Consigned to Memory. I found that like it's just way too much counter magic. But you know, if it's too much, it's too much. Probably, I don't know, there's some like random extra card that should be in my sideboard, but I just don't know what it should be. Maybe Phantasmal Image. I feel like we should experiment with Phantasmal Image somehow. It seems like an okay card in this metagame. You know, if there's no Bowmasters, like I'd like to experiment with Phantasmal Image. Okay, screw it, we're experimenting with Phantasmal Image. I didn't realize I had 3 card slots. Phantasmal Image.
Why is it a car?
Oh, what?
Shouldn't
This
it be like
thing?
a boat?
I don't know. Okay, let's get 3 Phantasmal Images. See, this card can be a lord, but it can also be like someone's Solitude that we exile. I think the only card that this is vulnerable to is Felia. All right, with that, let's get into our Modern League. We won the die roll. Our hand is actually great. We're going to keep it. I mean, we have something to do at every step of the curve. We could have Dismember on turn 1, Flood Pits turn 2, and smash our opponent with Harbinger of the Seas turn 3. Not only that, we have a bunch of lands with Sink into Stupor, so if we just keep peeling lands, maybe these Sink into Stupors will do something too. Don't Blood Moon. Sorry, don't Thoughtseize me, bro. You're going to Thoughtseize me. Why? They always have Thoughtseize. All right.
Vegas odds say Harbinger.
Maybe not, because they might have a plan of just getting basics. But maybe if it's a Necro Dominance type deck. Well, that's very poorly timed. I have nothing else to do this turn, so might as well play that.
The T2V. Wow.
Like that Bloodstained Mire is definitely going to go get a... okay, I thought it was going to get a basic.
Is this Death Shadow?
Guess it doesn't need to get a basic. Dothy Voidwalker, which we will just going to kill on the spot. No, it's black, white... I don't know, value or something. Well, now here's the weird thing. They know what's in our hand. So they know what's in my hand, so they have to be prepared for this. So they can't play. They have to play probably Solitude maybe. I don't even know if they have Solitude in their deck. They seem to be heavy on black here. So they can't play double black cards anymore.
Pass through your turn. Yeah,
They can't,
nothing.
and what's really important is they can't play Fatal Push. Fatal Push is offline because they don't have Revolt. Oh, they do have the Solitude. Okay. Which got rid of Witch Enchanter. So they could, but they're gonna lose Solitude, so that's a 2-for-1 in our favor.
And you gain some life.
Sure. Not good value. Flicker Wisp. Come to screw around with my Ether Vial, are you? What does this do? What's the backside of this? It's a human? What the hell is this? Return enchanter creature, human warlock. When it enters, destroy target artifact. Oh my god! Do they get either side of this thing? It's gonna blow up my Ether Vial. So we've been pretty lucky against this deck in my videos. Like, I think I have an 80% win rate versus this thing, but we technically shouldn't be that good. This matchup should be hard, in my opinion. Okay, so we're going to put this in play tap, and I'm not going to pay 3 life, because I do want to maximize the lands in play to get this off the best we can. Yeah, we'll just pass. And probably tap the Flicker Wisp. Or maybe I tap this thing. I don't know what I want to tap. I'm going to tap something. Something's going to get tapped. And then this is... You can adapt to get a creature. Okay, wait, it's going to resolve. I can't do anything about this. I believe it gets a creature from the graveyard, and you can adapt and put the creature in play. Whenever one or more counters are put onto Emperor Bones, put a creature card exiled with Emperor Bones on the battlefield under your control with a finality counter. It gains haste.
He's an emperor now, is he?
That's very awkward. Does it have to tap? No, it doesn't. So what I now have to do is I actually have to Flood Pits this thing and then get rid of it. I'm going to take 5, which is not pleasant. Because otherwise the Solitude is just going to come out. So I'm going to take another 5 in the air. What's my plan here? I don't have much of a plan. Okay, let's... Does this have to tap? It has to tap. So I guess I have to attack with my Flood Pits, get rid of the Emperor of Bones. Then get rid of... Well, then get rid of, therefore, the Solitude. And now I think what we're going to do is we're going to block the Witch Enchanter with our MindSpring Merfolk and then try to bounce it. Sorry, we'll exhaust for 1. It'll become a 2/2. We can trade and we draw a card out of it. That's my plan anyhow.
They should make a magic card.
A what?
A magic card, like Mario Kart, but they all got...
Yeah. You can't find Solitude.
Like
you jerk.
Like it'll be Merfolk.
Oh, they're gonna find Flood Pit Drowner
On a
That's
fish.
Funny.
You could have...
This thing is strong. Like, look at this. This is insane. It's basically like 4 mana, get 2 creatures. I never actually seen the power of this thing. Every single time it's out, it's crap. It's just absolute garbage. Okay, so we're going to X equals 1. Ha! Tapping my stuff is useless. This thing has haste? Does it get sacrificed, or does it sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step? Oh, okay. So it's not permanent. Okay, I didn't know about that. I've learned that. I learned that one just right now.
Yep. Ooh.
Dead. So I can... Yeah, and if I spend 4 mana...
Right.
I spend 4 mana on this thing. Whatever. Okay, now that is exactly how I expect that matchup to play out. Exactly that.
I haven't seen Flicker Wisp in a long time.
Okay, so this is going to be a double-edged sword. It's either going to be like... Maybe it's just going to be bad. You know, in my mind, I'm like, this is great. I can copy their Solitude and then blink their thing. No, this is terrible, actually. No, so this is not going to be good in this matchup. Very far from it. I think Harbinger is still good. It's like puts the opponent in a situation of Solitude or bust. Otherwise, this card is very, very strong. Stern Scolding looks very good because everything in their deck is basically a two power creature. 2 power, 2 toughness. Maybe Consign to Memory is good. I don't know. Okay, Force Negation is not worthwhile. Dismember is awkward. Maybe I'll keep it. Tide Shaper, I actually don't think there's a lot of value to this card. They can flicker it, so flickering it is not good for me. Like things like Spreading Seas are just better because once it hits the permanent, I at least get to draw a card. This can deal with ETBs. Flare of Denial is probably fine, but not great.
Should bring in all 4 Spreading Seas.
Do I have enough creatures? I have 21 creatures. Damn, I got to bring in some creatures to win with.
You should Phantasmal Images Flicker Wisp.
No, that'd be terrible. Because then it'll come back, and then it can target the Phantasmal Image, and then the image just dies. I guess I'm not a super big fan of Hexcatcher, but maybe Hexcatcher's the play here. Or is it Consigned to Memory? The thing is, I need enough cards. Like, I need enough creatures to win the game. I'm not a fan of Hexcatcher in these types of matchups where they can, like, I'd rather have individually powerful cards, but I have nothing else to bring in. And some people are screaming, bring in Consign, bring it. You need enough creatures to win the game. So, I mean, I could take out maybe a Hexcatcher and a Spreading Seas for some Consigns, but I can't go that far unless I want to take out the Flare of Denial. But I'd actually rather just the creature just does not exist in the first place.
We need more space.
Or, yeah, and I think hitting Emperor of Bones, Dothy Voidwalker, even killing a creature in response to Ephemerate is good, so. Or better than nothing in the way I've built this deck.
Ephemerate combos with Lion's Eye Diamond.
I have a 1 land here. I'm going to mulligan. I have many lands here I'm going to keep. And I think I'm going to keep the lands. I'm going to dump a Hexcatcher. We'll have enough mana to curve out.
Well, he's having a good think about it. Mulligan. Go to 3.
It would help. Sort of assuming our luck is about to run out. But you never know. Who knows?
Went to 6.
Yeah, they went to 6. Okay, we're going to keep. I keep this. Get rid of 1 Hexcatcher. Oh, I forgot. Okay, I could have sided out 1 Vial, because this deck has that stupid destroy target artifact enchantment thing. Oh, at least we're seeing a lot of play out of this.
Let's see, so a Merfolk would drive a little fish.
Thoughtseize again. The Thoughtseize. Oh, it's Fatal Push. Look, that's great. Do you see that?
Piss it away on that.
That's actually really, really good. Because for an eternity, Merfolk never had anything worth killing on turn 1. So I mean, that is just gravy in my opinion. Like, if MindSpring Merfolk is good enough to extract the Fatal Push on turn 1 is a huge win. Because generally speaking, our opponent uses the Fatal Push on our 2-drops and our 3-drops, and it's just terrible for us. Just absolutely terrible. So our opponent leaves up Marsh Flats because they are going to play Felia, I guess. But Felia is going to fail miserably here.
Who would the main mascots be?
This is going to be great.
For a magic cart.
Fetch. 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 Aha! You didn't play around this now, did you? Got him.
It's so good.
Yeah. Oh, we gotta teach them. They gotta learn the hard way.
Oh, yeah.
They have to learn the hard way, chat. Oh, but they lost some. Oh, no, I'm not going to lose our Tishana's Tidebinder. Hopefully it's quick. You can come back very quickly. Okay, so here's the thing. We now know our opponent has Felia in hand. Hey, now like they didn't decide not to waste any time here. But unfortunately, so how do we play around Felia? I guess there's just no way to do it except attack into it. Is it worth attacking into? Maybe. Like, what else can I do here? Just pass? Then they attack. They can blink anything of mine on the board. Yeah, that's not so bad. Okay, I gotta wait later. I'd rather trade a Mutavault with the Felia. If I have the option. Yep, there it is. It'd be pretty embarrassing to Stone Rain them and we still lose. When it enters the battlefield, exile target player's graveyard. Sure. Don't you want my graveyard? Maybe you'll exile your own graveyard? You have to exile somebody's graveyard. Oh, you exiled my graveyard. Huh? I don't get it. But maybe I don't need to. Ooh, Harbinger of the Seas. This does help. Although I'm still not... because a lot of their cards are double black, double blue. I guess what we're going to do is we're going to attack with the Mutavault. I don't expect our opponent... I mean, they could block. If they block, I'm fine with that. Because it's going to be worthless after we play Harbinger of the Seas, so... That's fine.
It was Amazon.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, I can't deal with this stuff. I'm streaming. I'm working here. Yeah, I got a Harbinger of the Season play.
Is that a corgi?
It is.
It's a puppy.
It is a dog. It is a dog. Aw. Fortunately, we have a lot of islands. Okay. We have even more islands now. The clock is on.
Haven't seen.
Is there anything else here? Is there another creature here? I guess this thing, if they can blink it. Oh, they are gonna blink it.
All these old cards are just being cycled back in.
Or what can they blink? Exile up to one other target. Oh, they can't target lands.
I haven't seen Path to Exile in a long time.
Okay, draw me. The MindSpring would be great here.
Yeah,
That'd be
it's a lot of
fantastic. MindSpring would be gas.
I bet that car runs on fucking water.
Okay, I think I'm going to preemptively protect myself by I mean, they showed me this Arid Mesa, but I have to get this Tishana's Tidebinder on the battlefield, so we might as well get rid of this. Sorry, remove the ability from the Felia for the future. Just start attacking for 3 here. And we have a bunch of bounce spells, so unfortunately I cannot really bounce my Tishana's Tidebinder and replay it. Not yet, at least. Come on, where is the MindSpring here? MindSpring would be absolutely perfect.
Yeah, you draw a lot of cardos.
Yeah, I'd be threatening to just refill my hand. Okay, what do they do? Oh, they put a Felia into the graveyard.
That dog is buried. Pet Cemetery. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, Solitude Wholesale.
Can you do anything?
Yeah, I can sink into Stupor it, and it'll come back next turn. So we just delay the problem for a turn. Or I let it enter the battlefield. I bounce Tishana's Tidebinder. Then they can blink the Solitude. Okay, well this is only this only delays the problem. But delay it will. Okay, they're gonna attack for 3. Sorry, 2. We're gonna attack for 3.
Ooh.
Oh, it's gonna work too. It's gonna work actually great because they won't have double white to replay Solitude, but they can just draw any white card. But that's fine actually. If they 2-for-1 themselves to hit this Harbinger, that's totally fine.
It's value.
Yeah, it is value. And now if I can get one more land, that'd be extra perfect, and then I can play Ottawara in response. Oh, wait a minute. They could attack. No, they can't attack with Felia. I forgot. I shut the ability off with Tishana's Tidebinder. So Felia is offline. Because otherwise Felia could blink the Harbinger of the Seas. What is this? Ketramos. Menace. Lifelink. Can't attack or draw. Oh yeah, this is the new card. Menace, Lifelink, Indestructible. Is anything in exile? Ha! You chose not to exile your graveyard. Whenever one or more cards are put into exile from graveyard and or battlefield during your turn, you draw a card and lose 1 life. So instead of using Solitude, they decide to play this thing, which is totally fine. That makes a lot of sense. Now it's okay. It can't block though, so that's some good news.
What do you have black mana for? Oh, Dismember.
Yeah, Dismember. Which member? Dismember. So I could attack with. I don't think it's. I mean, the perfect thing to draw there was a Lord. So I don't think it's valuable to exchange your Tishana's Tiebinder for this Felia, so I'm just not going to do it. Okay, so this is going to come after our Harbinger, for sure. Or I think it might actually come after Tishana's Tiebinder. Interesting. Well, what the hell? This thing is just... But this isn't going to die, right? Yeah, it just dies. Like, it's not going to come back. So what's going on here? How does this... If it's just 7 cards at all? Or just what you have? Whenever... Can't attack or block unless there are 7 more cards in exile, period. So there's 1... There'll be 6 at this point. And what if something goes into exile? What is it? If 1 or more cards are put into exile from graveyards and or battlefield during your turn, you draw a card. So I definitely want to save my little Tishana's Tiebinder. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep that one.
Ha! No legal targets.
Oh, but this thing it doesn't get exiled. It sacrifices. So I guess you blink my Harbinger for a turn. You're going to draw a card from the Ketramos, but lose a life.
This game's complicated.
And there is now 6 cards in exile. Surveilled Witch Enchant. I would have kept that card. Like, you can actually cast that card. There's nothing wrong with that. You need just random bodies on the battlefield, right? You can end up drawing a lot of cards that just don't do anything. That is the money card, isn't it? And we can also violet it in, so our opponent won't see it coming. Okay, they can't attack or block. 4-1. Let's attack. Attack for 2. We're going to have a good turn next turn, that's for sure. These are board states that this was made for.
Who designed this card? Rosewater?
I have no idea, but you know what? I'm grateful for them at the moment.
Who did this?
I guess they just don't want to do anything yet.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's totally fair.
Here we go.
What are you going to do about this one, though?
Ooh. All right. Putting it into high gear.
One turn I might not do anything.
Nah, just go all out.
No, I don't want to tap out. I think it might be better to just pass and then draw at end of turn if nothing's changed. Well, I could attack for 2. You block. Well, there's a lot. I can actually get blown out here. So how many cards are in exile? Oh, only 5 if 1 card in hand. Could be it could very likely be a card they can't even do anything about. I could attack for 2. Sorry, I could attack. If they block, we MindSpring for 2, keeping Tishana's Tiebinder up. Seems like a okay line. Unfortunately, they have perfect information. They choose nothing. Okay, so they can just take the damage. That's fine. And then we'll potentially MindSpring for 1 million. Potentially. Well, I might still go for 2 because I do want to hold up Tishana's Tiebinder. The Overlord. Okay, Overlord enters. I will definitely counter that. No! I screwed that up. Oh, I need to hold that up for Felia. Shoot. Because the Felia is going to blink it. Or even blink this thing. Oh, I'm an idiot.
You're an idiot.
Well, let's see what they're going to do. Okay, they're gonna lose a life. I mean, they're probably still in really bad shape, but
Round is a shape.
I was in better shape. So now, probably what I'm gonna do is just try to MindSpring for. I'm gonna MindSpring on my turn and hope for a lord, a gigantic lord. No, I want to draw more cards. How does this work? There's a battlefield. You may return a non-avatar creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to your hand. What do they get? They return Solitude. That's fantastic. By fantastic, I mean that's terrible for me. We'll leave this on too, I suppose. Lord. Maybe I'll MindSpring for everything but one.
Go all in.
Almost all in.
Oh, it's going to be sweet.
Because if I can draw, like, Stern Scolding, that'd be convenient.
Merfolk has powerful card draw now.
I screwed that up. I was supposed to just let that resolve. The whole point of this thing. I'm gonna take. You want to take my Harbinger away? Sure. They're gonna draw a card, lose another life. Well, this is not that good.
You got lords.
Yeah, but I can't do anything. Okay. Maybe it's not gonna change anything. I'm not gonna attack. So I can flood Pit's Drowner, the Thalia. They'll do nothing, or probably do nothing for a turn. Enters or attacks. That's problematic for many reasons. So do I have to tap the Thalia? They're gonna get Solitude back for sure. I'm just thinking the attack with both of these, I can't really stop. Well, I guess they would have this available this turn, but I would still prefer a Thalia not on the board and having Harbinger of the Seas on the board. I could have attacked and won.
I swear they stole this character design from me. I do something very similar like 5 years ago.
So the question is, do I tap Flood Pit's Drowner this, or I guess I have to Flood Pit's Drowner the Thalia. Otherwise, this thing just gets blinked till end of turn. But then they could just get it immediately. You know, maybe I hit... Where do I hit this? They attack with Thalia. They blink this. And that's fine. Comes back in at end of turn. They get Solitude. Otherwise, I Flood Pits this. They get it back. They attack with this. They get this. They have to play it that turn? Okay. Maybe I'll hit the Thalia. I'm not sure what's the best thing to do.
Oh my crap, this game's complicated.
Yeah, it's more complicated than I want it to be.
Now, if it were something simple like Magic Cart.
Oh, this thing has lifelink too. More rude cards.
What kind of items would there be? It'd have to be a lightning bolt.
They get Solitude, of course. They're going to go to 8. Okay, if I draw another Island Walk Lord, maybe I win.
Or maybe
I need a second Island Walk Lord.
Well, you're about to gain some life anyway.
No, but I need an Island Walk Lord. They're at 7. I need an Island Walk Lord. Now I don't need an Island Walk Lord. What's going on here? Flicker Wisp? Okay, that's a problem. Okay, I'm dead. I think I'm just dead. Those are all good things. Or good enough, I think. So this comes into play. This is going to get replayed. You're at 5 life. Maybe I can still do it. Hold on. I still need a random Lord. Maybe a random Lord still wins it for me, because then I can deal 5 damage with this thing. Come on, random Lord! In the next, we have 2 draws for it. We have quite a few draws, so the Ether Vial has to stay on 2. That is not going to do it. Okay, let's start with spreading, seizing some stuff.
Come on, come on,
random
come on,
Lord.
come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
I needed that, like, you know, that's why I left the 1 mana up, so I could have Stern Scolding up. I think I'm dead? Oh, no, they're at 4. Why they're at 4?
Also, you have Island Walk.
You know, hold on, I didn't realize they are at 4. No, I know I have Island Walk. Okay, I missed something. Oh, the fetch. They fetched.
They fudged. They
They
fudged
fetched.
up. Boom. There we go.
Okay, so we actually get to a game 3. So for anyone that's wondering why I'm not bringing in Consign, it's like a blowout versus only Solitude. That's about it. Like, otherwise I'm just like a lot of these triggered abilities, they're repeatable or you just get too much value from them. So like I think Consign of Memory is something like you could bring in the matchup. I just don't think it's really that good. What is a random card I thought was important? Oh, Hexcatcher. Well, Hexcatcher did work for me. Hexcatcher did a lot of work that game. It was not bad. Oh, and also Dismember can kill Ketramos. I'm just thinking if I should bring in some Spreading Seas. I just don't know what to take out. Everything else looks good enough.
Take it out.
Well, Hexcatcher on the draw seems really bad. Well, we're keeping it anyway, I guess. Hand is a bit awkward, especially since... Oh, I keep forgetting about Vial. I don't really need all 4 Vials. In this case, it's going to be good to have extra Vials.
That's Vial.
So that if Felia blinks one, then we have another one. We're going to overload it. Overload the Felias.
Sheepdog.
If they play a basic... like, if they go fetch basic, we'll Spreading Seas it. There's the Swamp. Dothy Voidwalker. What is the most mana efficient thing to do? I suppose it might be like Dismember, play Vial. Well, they can't play Flicker Wisp next turn. They have no white mana at all. And I think their deck depends more on white mana than anything else. Because they need double for Solitude. They need double for Flicker Wisp. So maybe we just play Ether Vial, Dismember, the Dothy Voidwalker, and keep our life total relatively high. The next turn we'll have... we have the option of either Spreading Seas or play Tishana's Tidebinder. Okay, this was a bit of a mistake. I probably should Dismember this Dothy Voidwalker immediately. Because now we could get hit by Ephemerate in response. Yeah, I'm stupid.
No. You're a moron, but you're not stupid.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I have a plan here. It's not a great plan, but this is my plan. If they want to save this thing, then they probably can't do anything that turn. And then I Spreading Seas the white source. So they declined that potential option.
Ah. Do any Merfolk have Shroud?
No. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's some 8-mana Merfolk that I don't know about that does, but not that I know of.
Time for Spreading Seas.
I think I'm going to play Cavernous Souls just in case I draw Stern Scolding. Yeah, it is time for Spreading Seas. Is it time for Spreading? It's time for Spreading Seas. It's probably going to hurt.
Big.
Felia. It's fine.
Puppy. That's a good dog.
So it can... I'm going to Dismember this immediately. I don't want to deal with this crap.
That poor dog. Oh, my God.
Yeah, well... Get out of here. Another white source. Get our Lord.
Lord on the board.
We can take the Vial to 3. And the other one at 2. It's not bad, actually. I like to have Flare Denial here. Seems good. Because the deck is actually quite clunky. I'd really like to save this with Otawara. I don't have the mana for that. I guess this is just going to die.
I guess this is goodbye.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I could counter it, But I'd rather just chip away with Tishana's Tiebinder for no value and then counter like one of their really high impact cards. Ketramos? What the hell is this? Ooh, an Overlord of impending nonsense. Okay, I don't want to deal with you. Two mana up. Could this be?
Your worst nightmare.
What does this do when it enters or attacks? Mill 4 cards and return. Yeah, I don't want. That was too much value. Actually, couldn't I just Tishana's Tiebinder that? When it enters or attacks. But it would be a 5/5 creature, I think.
Yeah.
If you cast this spell for its impending cost enters with 5 time counters, yeah, I think it would just be a 5/5. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to my Tishana's Tiebinder. My life total is low. I'm not on the beatdown. I really don't want them to Thalia me, so we're gonna say no to this, say no to that.
Oof.
Didn't really want to land, but we'll take it. I could bounce the Spreading Seas. Harbinger of the Seas would be not bad now.
Or the car.
I would highly accept that. Another one of these. Well, now we have to let it happen. Oh, but it's only an enchantment in play. Maybe this is going to work out. So it just stays as an enchantment for a little while. It's going to chill. Okay, let's attack for 3 for a few turns, I guess. Why does it still have words on it?
Rules
Oh yeah,
order.
it's only an enchantment. This Tishana's Tiebinder doesn't affect the enchantments. Okay, we're gonna always know these because I don't need any more.
It has protection from enchantments. Lord, also good.
Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, well let's force them to make a move.
Show me your moves.
If you have Thalia or some sort of Path to Exile.
Nope.
Or I guess I'm trying to think. Maybe it's better to attack first. Okay, we do want. I'll put the land in play because we do want to. Oh, you're gonna. That's pretty good value. Okay, if they're going to Solitude this thing, although we have nothing now, we need the MindSpring.
Yeah,
MindSpring Merfolk. Okay, we want to get our land drops in play though. We have to be prepared for the moment.
See that car.
Another Overlord. Oh my god. Yeah, not beating this very well. They can get a Witch Enchanter, which they did, so they get some white mana. Remove some counters. Come on, MindSpring. Oh! All right, let's refill our hand. And pass. I'll keep the Ottawa in hand.
You should have flash. It is a car.
I don't know if the cars have flash. Okay, Bogart enters the battlefield. You can exile a graveyard, sure. This graveyard you want to exile?
Yours. What happens when these clocks tick down? Do you die?
No, they're gonna enter the battlefield and be a complete nuisance.
Well, one of them is.
Not a bad card.
One of them won't be.
I guess I'm gonna play the Ottawara for maximum value.
Ho 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 ho.
Oops, hold on, I have to undo that.
Here comes the pain.
Backspace, we need regular mana.
Boom!
I will...
Those are the big ones.
There's actually no reason to play the Sink into Stupor, so I'll just keep it in my hand.
It's a secret.
And we will Flood Pits this.
No.
Let's see if we can get on the offensive here. We have enough creatures for it. These things aren't going to do anything for a little while.
Or ever, hopefully. Can you just do the car thing again?
Oh, actually, I could bounce it. I need to bounce or blink this thing somehow. But no, I can't. Exhaust only works once. Yeah, once and never again. What do you want? They say you want
There had
to
to be
you
a-
want to draw a million
There
cards?
had to be a downside somewhere. That's bull.
A downside somewhere.
Like, that's so stupid.
So greedy. Okay, so we'll flash in a Lord, and hopefully our opponent does have Solitude and into Ephemerate. Well, actually, I could beat Solitude into Ephemerate because of Dismember. Okay, so we can actually beat. So we can beat a few things here, actually. Okay, so we can Tishana's Tidebinder. Yeah, our opponent's actually in dire straits here. So we're just going to straight up counter this. I think they're dead. I think they're dead.
Wow. 3,
Let's counter
2,
this. I think they're just stone dead.
1.
Like whatever they play, I can sink, probably. These things aren't going to do anything. And I just have this giant army to kill them. Did I beat this deck again? Like, is this a good matchup somehow? I'm like 5-6 versus this thing on camera. Which is basically I am 5-6. I look at the deck list. This should not be good. This should be absolutely terrible. Or like it should be very, very bad. I have no words to describe what has happened here. Like, I guess the deck is just a little too clunky or something. They even have Wrath the Skies in here. They have everything they could possibly want.
But it didn't get there.
And it didn't get there. Didn't get there. We even saw they had all the interaction. Didn't matter. But you know what did matter? MindSpring Merfolk actually just saved us in both matches, right?
Shouldn't the exhaust text like gray out?
Nah, you got to pay attention to that stuff. You know, it's going to be a nightmare playing in competitive Magic. You're going to have some label on. Oh, I guess if it has a counter on it, that's basically the label, because that will be like the marker. Okay, anyway, that was round 1. Let's get into round 2. Round 2, we lost the die roll, but we have a fine hand, so we're going to keep it. We even have our MindSpring there, right? You like that MindSpring?
He was just saying, yeah, it's just keep drawing 7 cards a turn. I'm thinking Wizards should just have a season of Magic where they just print nothing but Professor Oaks.
Oh yeah, from Pokemon.
Just for one season and then ban them the next season. Just nothing but fucking.
So we're just Yu-Gi-Oh now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll probably mulligan to 5 and is playing Celestial Colonnade in 2025. That is a bold move. I mean, that's bold above bold. And by bold, I mean that's just insane. What the hell are we up against? We're just up against blue-white control. Classic blue-white control. And I would say our hand is not bad. I don't have really anything to do, so we'll just run out this Tide Shaper and try to turn off our opponent's white mana.
Just run off the clock.
I have a feeling... Well, I mean, it might work. They could be have a hand just full of counter spells. Otherwise, I just assume that this is going to get eaten up by a removal spell. Oh, that's sweet. So, I mean, we're going to have like a really good game. If we can just get this MindSpring in play and activate it for anything.
No.
Getting a shock.
You can only do it once.
Probably Teferi. Oh god, I didn't even notice the Kihira. This is, yeah, it's still blue-white control. Okay, we're gonna get our MindSpring Merfolk in play. I'm probably not even gonna activate it right now. Probably just gonna try to beat our opponent down a little bit. Not a fan. Yeah, I want to hold up both Tishana's Tidebinder and Flare of Denial, so I'm not gonna do anything here.
Tap out big.
Yeah, just like last turn. Okay. They're gonna hold up the Pluto Delta. Well, we are going to nail it with Tishana's Tidebinder. I tell you what.
Ooh, yeah.
We'll definitely take this thing up to 3, so we can hold up Flare of Denial mana. Well, our draws are getting bad. Those are all bad draws.
That's a bad land.
What could get played by our opponents here? So we'll just go Merfolk again. Probably I'm just going to go Aether Vial Pass. Hold up Flare of Denial and Tishana's Tidebinder.
You got it all.
More or less.
You got it all.
Let's see if this is going to do something. You like to counter that? Buddy? Yeah, I'll just let it happen. It's okay.
Of all the counterspell arts, this guy has that one.
That's a popular art. That's like a super popular art. People love that art.
Gonna get hate in the comments for that.
We've hit 2 fetch lands this league. That's too many fetch lands. Now our opponent might be like a little bit on the desperate side. They mulliganed twice on the play. So that really sucks.
3, 2, 1.
It could be. And next turn, I will activate the MindSpring. Merfolk. You got any mana anyway. So what, you're going to verdict me? So rude. We hit 2 lands, we Tide Shapered, and we can't even mana screw our opponent here.
There it is.
There it is. Giving me a target for my Dismember, which shouldn't have had a target at all. Where's that land that adds black mana? I haven't used that once. I've had it in every deck. It's done nothing so far.
3, 2, 1.
What the hell? I guess this is gonna go after MindSpring. MindSpring's worth at least 2 cards. I probably should protect it.
Yeah. It's a twofer.
What am I gonna get rid of? Maybe the Tishana's Tidebinder?
No, get rid of it.
What do they even get rid of? It's a fairy. That is awkward. Okay, so I guess they're making this move because they recognize that I sort of tapped out. Okay, so what if Solitude hits? Wait, and you hit MindSpring? Is that even a big deal? I have 5 power. That's like a 2-turn clock with Flare of Denial. What if you hit Tide Shaper? Is that a big deal? I refill my hand. Okay, I'm just gonna let this thing resolve. That's okay. Yeah, it's gonna go after MindSpring. I think that's okay. I think the 5 power in play plus this. Look at that! Solitude hit our 1-drop. You think they would have done that to Dockhand? No. You think they would have done that to Curse Catcher? Absolutely not. Never. And that card looks pretty good. This is like basically a tempo card. I feel pretty good about our position here.
It's a pretty good position. 3, 2, 1. Just
it's not
done.
Perfect, but like I feel pretty good about our position.
You're finished. You got. What are you holding on to, man?
And like I can even attack with Tishana's Tidebinder here. We sink something and then like a flare. Oh, that's not bad. It's not bad. I'm actually just not going to play this Harbinger of the Seas. If they have Verdict, I'm just going to let them Verdict.
Here it comes.
What is this? You want to bounce my... All right, well. You forced my hand, and you're not going to like what you forced. Actually, they can't even Verdict because I have Sink into Stupor.
This guy's just...
Look what you've done.
He's got a hope. He's got a prayer.
Remember, they mulliganed to 5. But they did get that Kahira.
For 2 seconds.
All right, classic Bloit control in 2025. Yeah, we definitely want Hexcatcher. Yeah, I'll bring in Heart. Maybe we're going to have Spreading Seas into this deck. Stern Scolding hits Kahira and Solitude, but nothing... Well, I don't know what else they have. If I know they have Snapcaster Mage, you definitely bring in Stern Scolding. But you know what? Because they have Solitude, they probably don't have Snap... No, that's not true. I've seen Snapcaster Mage and Solitude together. They're a bit of a nombo, but you can make it work. Consign to Member, does that do anything? Okay, good question. Okay, I don't want Dismember. That's not very good. Spreading Seas can be okay. And the reason is they're going to fetch out like a basic Plains, but that's what you can eat up. And this is hard to deal with, and it draws a card. I have to take out 1 card. Well, maybe we're just going to take out a Spreading Seas.
No, it should be an Ether Vial.
Seems pretty clean. It's just that it's not mandatory. But, I mean, if we want the dream of Harbinger of the Seas and screwing them completely out of mana, then you sort of need Spreading Seas because Tide Shaper is a little bit easier to deal with.
Run in the back.
Okay, and I'll bring in Stern Scolding easily if we can see a Snapcaster Mage somewhere among the cards. There it is. Springing up on your mind. They mulligan again. We're going to keep. Our hand is pretty premium, I would say. I mean, it doesn't have Cavern of Souls, but it's pretty good.
It's primo, bro.
Hot boy.
69.
Oh, that's right.
That name should be, like, banned.
What's wrong with being a hot boy? And what's wrong with 69? Nothing wrong with that at all. Opponent thought about that. Ether Valve for a second. Okay, if they have Hall of Storm Giants, it gives you a little bit more reason to play with Spreading Seas. Although, to be honest, in these matchups, if you don't really want them to go too long, because then, well, okay, in the past you didn't want to get them too long. What the hell? Okay, Prismatic ended me away. But in the past you didn't want the game to go too long because of the One Ring, but the One Ring's banned. Like, there is no One Ring anymore.
0 ring.
Yeah, 0 ring now. So, I mean, it'd be really nice to get a Master of the Pearl Trident on the board. That'd be great. And then on the following, because it's blue, and that's pretty mana intensive. And we have just a bunch of stuff. Like, we have a lot of one blue pips. And then next turn we could play MindSpring plus Flood Pits and Hexcatcher. That would, but if we play a Lord, that would really suck versus Teferi. Because Teferi just comes down, bounces it. But maybe we could, like, rally. Maybe our following turn is fine. We'll play Mutavault. Because going Mutavault, Flood Pits Drown, or even just Mutavault Pass and hold up Hexcatcher will be fine versus a Teferi. This is, like, the crappiest line versus Teferi. But it plays around Counter Magic, and then the following turn we can play MindSpring. And, like, even if there was a Teferi, putting MindSpring, Mutavault, and another creature on the battlefield would do us a lot of justice. Ha! Finally, our opponent plays around Tishana's Tidebinder. Do you know what that means? They really needed that mana. What are they doing at their end step? Brain Surge. Draw 4 cards, put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. That's card advantage.
Is that a new card?
Draw 4 cards, put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library. So they draw 2 cards out of that. Yeah, it's new-ish. Came out 4 months ago.
Why don't you play this?
Because it sucks in this deck. Anything else you want to know? I smell a verdict coming.
I still smell the Mary Browns.
He's talking about we ate some chicken called Mary Brown's. It's a Canadian brand.
By Canadian.
Yeah, we're buying. Yeah, us Canadians are buying super Canadian right now. Okay, attack for 2. We just pass. And I don't want to. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't want to commit too much because of Supreme Verdict. Or that apparently. Apparently, I have to worry about that too. Okay, didn't think about Terminus. Ah, we're up against a Miracles deck. Oh, it's a miracle. Okay, well, goodbye creatures. Boop boop. The Field of Ruin coming to ruin me.
Yeah.
I don't like our spot right now. Our hand, which started pretty good, now pretty bad.
It gets better.
So hold on. Can I? It's a trigger, right? You may cast this card for its miracle cost. So I can consign the trigger, and then but then they still draw the Terminus.
Ha. Uh-huh.
I bonk you for 2. You get bonked. Get bonked.
Get bonked on. Instant replay.
I'd love to use this mana somehow. This is just going to get a white source no matter what. Yeah, let's do this. Tide Shaper with Kicker. I'll just hit the Mystic Gate. And pass. I'm actually making this move assuming they're going to Field of Ruin the Mutavault and give me a second blue mana. They stack both Terminuses on top. Well, that's backbreaking.
That's good tech.
Well, that's old tech. Super old. But it's pretty good when I don't have any counterspells available. Looks pretty good. There's Teferi. The perfect time. Would like to draw land so we can play a Lord, attack Teferi down to 2. And, well, I mean, at least we can attack it down to 3 no matter what. And if it wants to bounce something, then it has to die. Well, okay, well, we're going to attack it for 2, I guess. We're going to attempt to attack it for 2.
You will do no such.
Actually, this is not going to work out as well as I want to. We really did need to draw that land because this Field of Ruin can eat the Mutavault in the future. Its prismatic ending has just ended up destroying us in this game. Or I should say the Terminuses are what really are destroying us.
The miracle cost shouldn't count if he stacked it.
You may cast this card for its miracle cost. It's a miracle. So we want to counter the Brain Surges. So just out of curiosity, is there anything else would I have sideboarded differently? Consign has a little bit more value to it. Maybe we'll side that in. Hit Solitude and the Miracle cost on Terminus. Wonder if there's anything else I can hit. I don't feel like we're winning this game. That's what I'm... Okay, actually, if they're doing this now, maybe I feel a bit better. Because if they have 5 mana up, I feel like that's a hard wrap of Solitude. But if they're doing this now, then I don't think they're not representing Solitude at all.
They got nothing.
Get that Kahira.
I thought Kahira was banned.
No. Lyris is banned.
And the other one.
Yorion, yeah.
The Sky Noodle.
Unfortunately, Flare of Denial is useless. Very, 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 very useless. Because I can only play at sorcery speed. Oh, good old Teferi. But in a lot of ways, it's better they have Terminus and not Supreme Verdict in the deck. It's just something a little bit more... You can interact with the deck a little bit more. I would not be surprised they have Supreme Verdict as well, though. Because why not?
Who was that chump that always came to Fusion that played this deck?
I don't know who you're talking about, but if I did, I wouldn't mention it on stream. Or on recording.
What was his name? I can't remember.
You don't even know anyone's names. He's so at our local game store, Fusion.
No, I used to know his name.
No, you keep talking. What? No, there's some guy there. He thinks his name Gary.
Oh no,
like,
I'm not talking about Gary.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're never talking about Gary because that's not Gary.
Yeah, I know. Gary was the mill player.
No, that's not Gary. Now, yeah, I know what you're talking about. He's mistaking this guy. Okay, give me a land. Any land. And I can take control of this. Damn it. Because if I draw land, I could probably remove something here. Well, anyway. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have led on Ether Vial. Okay, I'm going to attack to fairy for 3, and my opponent for 3. If this gets through, like I don't know what. Like, I have no idea what's in our opponent's hand. Holy crap, that went through. Okay, we're going to play an island. We're going to attempt to play Ether Vial. I guess maybe our opponent has a bunch of force negations. Deduce, draw a card, investigate. Sure.
Why don't you play with that card?
Again, these are just crappy Merfolk cards.
No, they're
great. Maybe we can be in the driver's seat. Like, if they don't...
Well, you have the car.
If they don't have... Yeah, the car. The driver's seat! Vroom, vroom. Yeah, you're probably not blocking. I don't know if this is a sign of I'm going to play Verdict here or what. Fetch. Is this a Verdict or is this a Hardcast Terminus?
Thinning the deck.
Which one of these is it? Hardcast Terminus. Okay, well, we can flare this. See, that's why I would prefer to have Hexcatcher in play. That would have been so much better. Well, I can get our opponent down to 1. But here's the thing. I don't really want to sacrifice my MindSpring, but this is what's doing all the damage. I have to sack the MindSpring.
3, 2, 1.
I'm only dealing 6 damage. They're not going to...
Oh, he's done. He's finished.
This hot boy have at least 1 more turn. Unless I draw... I don't even know what I need to draw to win. Not that.
Just put him to 1.
Yeah, I think I have to. And then I can sack a few Merfolk to counter a Terminus if necessary. Ugh, do I play this Vial? I guess not. I'll just keep it in my hand. Situation is so dire. And they can also crack the clue on my turn to see if they can potentially get another Terminus.
You got nothing. Resign. You're done.
I have no idea what's in their hand. I guess it's a bunch of these types of cards, like Deduce. They don't have a counter spell, because they would have countered any of these things. Like, I have no clue what's in their hand.
I deduce that it's all a bunch of crap.
Maybe it's a bunch of Brain Surges, but then I still think they would play them. Especially here. Well, they're thinking very long about this.
Do I resign now or later?
Maybe they drew Solitude and they're like, hitting this doesn't work because I still kill them, so they have to Solitude their own Kahira to stay alive. Or they're just going to hardcast the 4th Terminus. Oh, look at that. So, what does this do? What does this get you to resolve? I'm not going down without a fight. I guess maybe they have Brain Surge now. They're going to try to play Brain Surge on my turn. Is this Verdict? Oh, it's Jace. Jace doesn't do anything here. Oh, maybe you can find a Solitude? I guess they have to Brainstorm. Yeah, draw 3 cards. So it's like Solitude or Bust. And I have no idea how many Solitudes they have in their deck.
0.
Okay, you want to resign now? I guess their hand was just full of Jaces or something. Resign, please. Oh, damn it. The game goes on. I guess we need to draw a Lord to finish the job. Or Flood Pits to tap this and get the last 2 points of damage in. Yeah, probably Flood Pits. Okay, Flood Pits, Lord. What else will do it? Tishana's Tidebinder. Yeah, I think they're now thinking, they should do it now? Yeah, they're thinking, should we do it now? Look, I can call it all. Okay, gonna Solitude, eat up a Lord, and situation is the same. But now I have a few less outs. Tishana's Tidebinder's not an out. Flare of Denial's not an out. Force and Negate. Yeah, Flare of Denial was an out.
Lord, come on. Boom!
Not Lord. But good news is they can't bounce my Master of the Pearl Trident either with Jace. But now this is the moment where they can make a big. Now I need Island Walk because Hall of Storm Giants can block. Yeah, your brainstorm worked, opponent. Your brainstorm worked. Treat the Angels is not bad either. Oh, I guess their hand is just clunky. Maybe we do bring in the Spreading Seas. Like, if I hit all their white sources, they'll be, like, forced to Prismatic Ending. Like, if they have no white sources in play, their deck just does nothing. And this is a pretty clunky card. Which also means I should probably try to counter all these effects, like Jace the Mind Sculptor and maybe even Brain Surge, because not only are they card advantage, but it can set up really good board states. Okay, so now we are in play Lord or bust. Oh, did they? Oh, they haven't done anything yet. I guess they're gonna Fate Seal me. Oh, that's strong. Yeah, if they Fate Seal me, I'm dead. So I need them to Fate Seal me. It's a good card. They're Fate Sealing. I can predict everything our opponent's doing because I've played against Miracles throughout my entire life. I haven't played against Miracles much in the last 5 years, but I've played against this deck a lot.
This is a pre-recording.
They chose not to use Jace's ability, which means I probably have a land on top of my deck and I'm lost. It's a very lovely card. Needed that last turn. Okay, just gonna concede.
No!
I'm lost. I'm just dead lost.
Wow.
He
got in there at the end, though. Amazing.
So how many hits are there for Consign now? The miracle triggers. The only crappy thing is, like, they're still drawing the card. They still get to draw the card. They just don't get the effect. So Entreat, Solitude, Terminus. Yeah, okay, let's get rid of Spreading Seas. Maybe get rid of one Harbinger of the Seas. Maybe get rid of maybe one Vial, especially since they have Prismatic Ending. We'll bring in all the Consigns. And I like all the other creatures. Or maybe I shouldn't look at it that way. Maybe I want max Vials. Maybe we'll take out a land. Take out one Otawara. Maybe I take out an island? They don't have... How many lands does this have? Because we can try to live with a little less lands. Can't remember what the theory is here. Generally versus Prismatic Ending, you don't like to have Aether Vial. But against Terminus, you do like Aether Vial. Okay, maybe I'm just still going to scrap one Vial. The lands are just more important. So we can, like, hard cast Flare of Denial, Force Negation. We have a lot of... And also maybe play a creature plus hold up Consign at the same time. I do not know if Consign is the right move.
Queen.
But we're going to try it. It's a keepable hand, yeah.
He's got the car.
It's got the car. We got the car.
No mulliganing from our opponent this time.
But that's... whatever. I don't know what to do with this MindSpring. I guess I'm still going to play it early. We have Flare for a random Terminus. Opponent's thinking about probably Prismatic Ending. Or I guess that. I bet I think they would have snap played this. And they did not. Probably because they didn't want to play... they were thinking about Prismatic Ending. Okay, so what I'm interpreting... I don't know for sure. I don't feel super strongly about this. But they have two lands in hand. One's a fetch to Prismatic. But the problem is this is the other land, and then that would have came into play tap turn 2. Or they were distracted. Sometimes people are just randomly slow for some reason.
Misclick.
So while the counterspell shields are down, I always get my Lord out. Our hand is the type of hand that could just, like, roll the opponent. It's possible. March is fine. By fine, I mean I will accept it, but I'm not thrilled about that. But we have a pretty good board very quickly. I'll play the Lord, attack for 6. More Lords. More Lords the better.
About to get stomped.
Can I kill next turn? No, I can't. I need my opponent's life total to be at 12. But it's the tie. Ah. And that was that. They did. That was. Anyway, we got Flare of Denial. I will use it.
Oh, thank God. Bye, car.
Yeah,
Going to the scrapyard.
Scrapyard for you.
Just like all those Teslas.
And we're in still a decent shape. If I get to attack, I can attack for 6, put our opponent down to 8, threaten Flood Pit's Drowner at the end of our opponent's turn, and then follow it up with a Lord on our turn. Yeah, I can't tell if Vile is good or bad in these situations, but you don't want. I mean, the problem is if you depend on Vile too much, like a one lander with Vile, it's not good. Oh, they don't shock. You didn't want to shock your self opponent? Don't you want to get a little adventurous? Okay, Solitude. No, that's fine. This is good, actually. This is good. We want this to happen.
Life gain.
Not well, it's not the life game, but they lose 2 cards. That would be a great card if we could cast it.
Well, bump him for 2.
I think I want to bump him for 3. Again, I just want to do the most I can while my opponent's tapped out to play around their counter spells if they have any. Getting hit with Terminus there would really suck. What does that mean? Shock and pass? What does that mean?
Land.
It's not Settle the Wreckage, is it? Is it Brainstorm? Or Brain Surge?
Even he doesn't know.
I certainly don't know. Trying to freak me out here? Ooh,
wow.
Cryptic Command. A classic.
Yeah, we're seeing all the old ones.
Land. We got the land. We got the... Well, you're going to have the mana for Cryptic Command if you want. But you're not going to have the mana for anything else.
Excellent.
The deck is now full of garbage. All the draws are... There's a lot of white cards in that deck. Now it's basically Solitude or Bust. Oh, they can't play it, though.
Oh, yeah, because you need the white mana.
They need the white mana. Why do you even show this? Just draw it. Yeah, that was perfect. Wow, we just undermined the Terminus! Yeah, you have to just draw your own...
Yeah, you do need a white mana. Just not color.
Oh, they played... No, shouldn't they crack this? They should have cracked this to find a Solitude. Or maybe they just didn't have a...
Brain.
No, white creature for it. Oh, sorry, random white card.
This is getting worse.
We're going to attack. I'm going to attack for 10. I assume they have a march or something. They can march. Oh, they're going to draw. Oh, God. Don't Terminus me. That'd be so rude.
Wow! On camera. Wow.
And my opponent goes, wow. I'm going, wow. Like...
Whoa.
I mean, what if I'm going to lose? I guess I'm going to lose like this. Do I have any way to come back? Well, okay, the game's not over, but this is pretty terrible. They basically top deck the plane. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they didn't top deck the planes. Maybe they had the planes already in hand. Ugh, I can't bounce this. I have an Auto War in hand. Okay, well, it's not over yet. We have a Flood Pits and a Mutavault, but the value of either of these are going to garbage super fast. Yeah, that was supreme. I don't know what the odds are, but that was incredibly lucky, especially since 2 Terminuses were already revealed.
Reveal to me. That was pretty sick. Come on. That's a Hall of Famer.
Well, yeah, well, you know, it's yeah. Go opponent. Yeah, that was amazing. It's better on their side, though, you know? It's better with it, when, you know, capturing it from their side of the table.
This hot boy ain't cold yet.
This hot boy gonna get some 69 tonight.
Banned from YouTube.
Now is our opponent gonna do? And now I have to kill this stupid Jace. And worse things are going to happen, actually, because they certainly... Okay, they have Terminus in hand, right? Remember, we have Terminus is in their hand. So now Terminus is going to go back on top of their deck. So I have to kill Jace and then pack my opponent for like 2 damage for quite a few turns. I don't know what the odds of what happened to me were, but they're not good. That's my commentary on the whole ordeal. They're not good. Okay, at least we can attack with our Mutavault. But it's still not good. I mean, if a Jace doesn't... Lord. That's very poorly timed. Great card. I needed it when that Terminus was around. Do I even attack the Jace? Because it doesn't kill Jace. And my opponent can start Fate Sealing me for free. Hit Jace anyway. This could be wrong. And I'll put this land in play so that if I draw a land, I can potentially attack with Mutavault and hold up Flare of Denial in the following turn. Well, I had 2 5-0s in a row, so I guess I was bound to get hit by some random 1 out of 40,000er. No! Oh, put just Cure here in your hand, maybe put it back on top of your deck. Is that what's going on here? Encrypted Command makes more sense why, like, our opponent was just doing nothing with 3 lands. The deck is too clunky. The deck is way, way, way too clunky. I don't want to sound like I'm, you know, talking down to my opponent's deck, but I think this is just... The curve is way too high. Like, the curve basically starts at 5. Or, sorry, it starts at 4. Maybe they make it work. I mean, they have a lot of cheaper stuff, too. Prismatic Ending and March go a long way. Well, I got my land. All right, let's play this. Let's deal 3 to me. The little Mutavault that could. Let's kill some Jace the Mind Sculptors. If I'm allowed to. March. I have no choice but to counter this to the best of my ability.
Well, the game's still going on.
Probably there's another Jace coming up.
The Jace of Spades. The Jace of Spades.
Going to 7. I guess it's free. Another Archive. I guess there's a world where they have like a bunch of garbage in hand still. Dump something. Dump it. Oh, they kept it. We're dead. What is going on here? They have 2 extra 2 extra lands in play, 4 extra cards in hand. That's a good one too. These are all good cards. There's Kahira. Did they forget to tick it up? I think they forgot to tick it up.
In their excitement.
Or tick down. They can do either one, but... I guess, well, they have 5 minutes on the clock. That might seem low, but it's not. It's plenty of time.
You got double that.
But anyway, this
What happened?
looks like this is the beginning of the end. There is a world I win. I mean, I need to draw a Lord. I need our opponent to have no counter spells. And this Mutavault goes through. Because, like, randomly against control decks, sometimes they just have nothing. They just have a bunch of lands in hand. We need that Lord pretty fast, and our deck only has 6. And in fact, we drew 2 of them, right? I think we drew 2 Lords already. This card is useless to us, so there's now 4 Lords in the deck. They definitely drew that land. Interesting.
Interesting.
I sort of want to attack with Mutavault, get Kahira to block, and then I play Harbinger of the Seas. Oh, that doesn't change anything, though, because Teferi can bounce Harbinger of the Seas, and then they attack with this thing. But I guess it's better than nothing. I'm gonna attack you, hot boy. I heard you hot. Yeah, that's good. I'm done here. All right, good games. Well, that was a game of
that was tight.
That was Magic the Gathering for you. Another 40-minute match. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, that was round 2. Let's move on to round 3. Round 3, I won the die roll. Hand's sort of weak, but it's fine. I don't have anything to do on turn 1, but we can go Flood Pits into Shauna's Tidebinder. One of the lands is a Mutavault.
Same Mulligant.
And we have Flare of Denial, so maybe if we're up against a combo deck, this is good.
Go to 5.
And like our opponent said, like my brother said, they mulligant. So that's a good sign too, apparently. My brother loves it when they mulligan.
Yeah, it's an advantage.
Edge Maze might mean Breach. Could mean anything, to be honest. I think that means Breach. Flood Pits, which is actually okay.
It's okay.
Because if our opponent follows up with like a Emery or even Tameo, then we get to tap it down, which is great. Nothing wrong with that. We're actually rooting for that to happen.
No.
Actually, you know what I should have done? I should have played the Gloom Lake Verge, so that just widened my range. It's like I'm not going to attack with this Mutavault. 0 chance. Malevolent Rumble, sure. Does it need to tap? It does not. Damn. Well, we're going to tap something with this Flood Pits Drowner. I expected to tap something, damn it. We got a MindSpring Merfolk now. And I guess I'm going to play it. A pseudo lord. I mean, either we're either gonna play 3 mana's worth of cards now, or 3 mana's worth of cards next turn. Rather do it now. Especially since, again, Flood Pits can hit a an Amory or a Tameo that comes down this turn. It doesn't look like Breach, but they revealed themselves with this Thassa's Oracle over here. Dumped another Rumble and a Haywire Might. These are not the things I want to hit with my Flood Pits Drowner. This is weak, weird nonsense. But, I mean, we got to play our cards. We got to play our cards. I may not attack with... I don't think I'm going to attack with MindSpring this turn. I think I'm just going to play land... what am I going to do?
Draw 2 cards. And get those +1/+1 counters.
I think... we'll attack... No, okay, I'm going to leave this back. I'll attack for 4, and... I definitely can't tap out right now for MindSpring Merfolk, because I want to hold up Tishana's Tidebinder and potentially hardcast Flare of Denial. But if they pass the turn, I will definitely pump the team. There's Emery, finally. Sure.
I haven't seen that card in a long. All these old cards are coming back.
The classics.
Yeah. From one of the best eras in Modern. The one where you were winning.
Do I want... No, I don't think I want Mutavault to be anything. That's okay. We'll draw 2 cards and pump the team. None of these cards are particularly useful. I guess I can attack for something, though. Taichiber, you don't even do anything here.
Not true. That's not true.
At least all these creatures can confidently attack into this board. It's the only good news out of all this crap. We have Tishane's Tiebinder for the Emery. Wow, it didn't block. How much mana do you need?
$1 billion.
They only need 1 red mana for Underworld Breach, so I guess we'll hit the green. They don't have counterspells main, right? Okay. Fetch into thin the deck. They're going to get that green source, too. Oh, they can get Grinding Station with Emery. No, they can gain 2 life with Haywire Might. That's important. Or it can be important. We do have Tishane's Tidebinder. This game might not be over in this one turn. Still going to be a little tight. Actually, it needs something to feed off of, which there is nothing in play at the moment. So if we just go to blocks, they die. Well, I'm gonna flare, and this is gonna look weird, but I'm gonna sack a creature. I want the 3 mana up so I can hit Emery. Or something. Not sure what I have to hit. You have a counterspell here? Sink? But then I just replay this card? Was there a pact in the deck? Oh, hold on. Where are you sinking? No, you have to sink my card. Okay. Do I ever get punished? There's no pact of negation in his deck, is there?
Play it again.
Yeah, I'll play it, and I'll be so bold to... I'm gonna sack another creature. I don't need my creatures. I have 3 mana. That must look so weird. I bet that looks super weird. Okay, they have a green mana. But what can you blow up? You have nothing to blow up here.
Oh.
Well, it's not necessary. Okay, so my plan is just attack with everything. Exile target non-creature artifact. Yeah, I'm just going wide and winning. I don't know what that looked like to their opponent. This person keeps sacking their creatures, even though they have the mana. Okay, cards that we want. Harbinger of the Seas is good. Vidalian Hexcatcher is good. Spring Seas is fine, but not necessary. Dismember is good. I think Emery and Tamio are absolute pains in the butt. Spreading Seas is not necessary. I think Tishane's Tiebinder is honestly not that necessary either. I could go down to 2 Dismembers. honestly, usually the card that I would side out is maybe something like MindSpring. Maybe we'll just get rid of MindSpring. I do want to keep all the Tide Shapers. Between the 4 Tide Shapers, 4 Harbinger of the Seas, we can hit Urza Saga. Sort of win by itself. I should also say, like, Dismember usually is very good, but Flood Pits helped a lot. Flood Pits helped a lot, and we do have Tishana's Tidebinder. I can't remember how they are working post-board. I think they're bringing in a bunch of Pyroclasms. Which in that case, I guess MindSpring helps even... I don't know if MindSpring helps or hurts. Probably helps. Okay, we'll just submit this deck. I don't know about the rest of the world. I consider this a good matchup. Our hand has nothing. Just a bunch of lands. 2 of the lands are sort of spells, but...
No!
We can keep this.
Those fuel for the car.
And... I think I want to tick all the way up to Tishana's Tidebinder mana, so we'll get rid of a Flare. Because I'm on the draw, and I'm not going to do anything. Or maybe I get rid of the Mutavault, and we keep Force, and I just hope to draw either 2 drops or a 3rd land. Okay, maybe... the Mutavault's sort of nice, but the Mutavault means I have to be...
You're thinking too hard.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking too hard. Okay, we're going to keep Let's keep maximum counter magic. Worst case scenario, we're going to use Force and get rid of our Flare of Denial. Your Hexcatcher, that's decent. Tameo, not happy to see it, but
I love seeing Tameo.
Nothing I can do about it either.
It's like a visit from an old friend.
I think I want to get Hexcatcher in play. It's going to draw 2 more cards. So then this flips. You can get back. You can, what can you do? Just go plus?
Has the flips.
It's going to have the flips. It's going to... 3rd card, right? Oh, no. This only draws 1 card, but the clue will make it a 3rd. Okay, that's fine. I think if it makes them tap out, I will be relatively okay with that. And Tishana's Tidebinder can turn off the backside of Tameo.
The fleshes have been reached.
Yeah, the fleshes.
You may say it. You don't have to.
Or are they just not going to go for it this turn? We're going to wait till next turn? Okay, we got a Mox Opal in the house. Okay, they're not going to flip Tameo this turn. Interesting decision. But that's fine. It makes actually a lot of sense. But now if they want this Mox Opal to work, they can't crack the clue or anything else.
Remember when Mox Opal was banned?
It was great. We were living it great.
How many years was it banned for?
4. 4 long years, and now it's free. I'll let the Mishra's Bauble resolve. It's okay.
That's a card that needs to get banned.
And then we will... Well, I guess when Tameo attacks, I'm just going to Tishana's Tidebinder it. And block it, I guess. It's going to lose all abilities. Surprise! By the way, you're attacking. You can't take that back. And this Mox Opal doesn't have an artifact.
Mox Nopal.
Okay, you can draw a card. That's fine. Oh, is that the 3rd card? Oh, it was. Oh, there's nothing I could do about that. Does this still affect the other side? Oh, no, it doesn't. Can I kill her anyway? I think I can kill her anyway. Oh, Mox Amber. You get the mana from the Planeswalkers. No, I'm going to let it resolve. That's okay.
Bring back Mox Sapphire. It's only fair.
So what is it? Goes to 6, but I can attack for 6. Thank God. I can't protect the board, but I can attack Tamio for 6. Could you get something you want? You could also go -3. Turn target instant or sorcery card, but there's nothing really useful in the graveyard. Another Tishana's Tiebinder. You didn't even take. You didn't even. Oh, did you tick it up? Oh, it was ticked up. That's another thing I could do. I could just Tishana's Tiebinder the damn thing. A trigger will happen. Oh, does it happen to every creature? Whenever a creature attacks. Oh, okay. A trigger will happen for every creature. Well, I don't want that to happen. That'd be very rude. Okay, let's kill this or attempt to kill the Tamio. Actually, all I have to do is attack with Tishana's Tiebinder. I will attack with both just in case something happens to one of these creatures. This one I don't think this 1 damage is going to be the difference between winning and losing this match. Okay, they have no board. We have a board. We have 2 counter spells at the ready. They're fetching like their life depends on it. Those are all good signs. They have no legendary creature for this Mox Amber. Mishra's Bauble sort of turned offline because if they lose that, then they lose Mox Opal and they lose all their mana, effectively. They dumped a card with their Surveil land. We got all the momentum. Everything's moving in our favor.
And here's where he turns the corner.
No, let's hope that is not where they turn the corner.
It's about to flip that pancake.
Fire Spout. And you do have mana with your Mox Opal. Am I willing to sacrifice something here? I guess we just get rid of this Tishana's Tiebinder. It's okay. This board is attacking for 10. We attack for 10. We can attack for 10 again.
And again and again and again.
It's like a 2-for-1 no matter what. Either Flare, Force, or sack 2 creatures in play. It's probably the best way to do it. Oh, yeah, it looks like it's over. I'm going to attack for 10. Can I sack something in play? Still attack for 10? No. 7? No, I can't. So if I even sacrifice Hexcatcher, it reduces the clock by a little bit. I may or may not be countering anything that they play. If they play the Rumble card, it's awkward. Because it just is. Because it'll put like a random blocker on the battlefield, and I can only... Oh no, I'm still attacking for 7. Yeah, so the Rumble creature can resolve. This is 7 damage. Oof. We'll let that resolve. It can only find a permanent card. And we can counter Underworld Breach. What do they get? Oh, they got the Boseiju and played it. Got a land. I guess we'll just play our land. Attack for victory. Do we attack for victory? Do you have a removal spell here? Something's getting played. Something's getting countered.
Sorry, bud.
They do have flare. They do have force negation in this deck. Nope. Yeah, we won the game. I am the Underworld Breach killer! I kill Underworld Breach. They say Breach is the best deck. Well, guess what? They can get in line, this really long line of super tier 0 decks that are weak to Merfolk. Ha! Yeah, they're like they're good against the entire metagame until they face that crappy Merfolk player, and then they're all of a sudden like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm losing to this. That's what it's like when you're playing Merfolk versus Breach. All right, that was round 3. Let's move on to round 4. Round 4, we won the die roll. Fuck. Hand is great. We're going to keep it. We have a great curve. We have Vile.
He mulliganed.
The only thing we're missing is MindSpring Merfolk. I'm getting used to that card. Getting used to it being in our hand every game.
Yeah, buckle up.
Yeah, like if there is no Bowmasters or Ren 6, maybe this is just a 4X. It's just a 4X card. Opponent mulliganed. We're not playing for a 5-0 because we already got our dreams crushed. I guess we'll start off with Mutavault, Vile. Give ourselves the option to attack for 2, depending on the opponent.
It's a Gent 5-0.
Opponent plays Misty Rainforest, so what that means is this is just another
Day in the office.
Breach deck, probably. Another Vile. I probably should play this Vile. I don't want to, though.
Well, fuck you.
Yeah, I do. I really don't. I don't. Why are you swearing so much? I'm losing ad revenue because of this.
Bleep it out.
I am not going back into this VOD and finding every single time you swear. Okay, I'm gonna miss out on 2 damage here. And by the way, it's not guaranteed I'm gonna play Tide Shaper. I mean, if our opponent does not play Urza Saga, I will play the Tide Shaper. If they do play Urza Saga turn 2, we're gonna Tide Shaper the hell out of that thing. Oh, I don't. Oh, that's not Breach. The hell is this? Oh, it's just Murktide. Okay, in that case, playing this Aetherfall was correct because we were going. Yeah, you know what? There's so much Breach in the metagame. I didn't even think for a second this could be any other deck. All right, we got Psyche Froggy. Now do I want? Maybe I don't. Well, I could Vile the Tide Shaper in. Yeah, maybe we'll just do that. Then I can attack for 6 with the Lord. Force our opponent to have Fatal Push, which is not easy to have. Another Vile. I will not play that one. Don't worry, I'm attacking, then after attacks, before blocks, we're going to Vile the Lord in.
Don't worry, everyone. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm not attacking into the Psychic Frog.
Oh, it's new artwork.
No, it's old. That came out at the same time.
Well, nobody plays it.
Yeah,
I see why.
That says something about it. You know what? It's like, when I was playing Psychic Frog, I like the full arts. I sort of like this art,
No,
but it's definitely weird. Like, and it's weird on purpose.
You made the right choice.
And maybe I don't really like weird on purpose type of art. You want to dump into this thing? Dump your hand. Go all in. Could have dumped your hand. It would have been great. It would have been so glorious. It would have been epic play. Then you could have dumped 6 cards, top deck a Murktide, and then get it to resolve. Free the Fae. That's not good news for your opponent. What did they get? They got another Free the Fae. The ability. They have a Murktide and an Abhorrent Oculus. So if our opponent does not have Fatal Push, we are in incredibly good shape. Like, really good shape here. Let's say yes to both of these. I think they have Fatal Push, and they're thinking, do I kill the Master of the Pearl Trident before I can play a Hex Catcher with our Aether Vial on too? They're deciding no. They're going to wait a little bit. This doesn't really do anything.
It does everything.
I will ignore this card exists.
Attack is the best card in the world.
Attack for 8.
Still my favorite card in the game.
Probably 4. No, it all went through. Okay. They have to find Fatal Push for this Lord, or they die next turn.
They will die.
Not sure what my Tishan's Tidebinder can do to save my Lord. I mean, there is this issue that our opponent can't even attack very well because we can just go wide. Telling you, opponent, you should have dumped a bunch of counter spells into this thing. It would have been great. They dumped a dress down. Oh, interesting. So they have dress down in the deck. So they could pump this thing up. Dress down is when it enters, draw a card, decreases its abilities. Unfortunately, I can't counter that part of it. Okay, they are going to go for a draw. Oh, they thought better of it. Okay, I think their situation is so bad they're deciding, okay, F it, we're just going to draw. I'm going to let it resolve.
Please play that Spreading Seas. No reason not
No.
to.
Well, damage. It's an opportunity cost. If I play Spreading Seas, what's the point of doing this now? Oh, interesting. They're going to reanimate the Harbinger of the Seas to turn off my Mutavault. Clever. Very clever. All right, you know what? You might get what you asked for.
That's right.
I think that's what our opponent's thinking. If they put this, it's a crappy line. So they discard the Harbinger, they reanimate it, but it turns off the Mutavaults. And you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. But we have Tishana's Tidebinder, so like they'll just lose.
Nah,
Okay, they're like, do what, screw it. If they had that line, they should still go for it. Unless they thought my Master of the Pearl Trident had Island Walk.
They thought all right.
Remember, these are the decks. They have Harbinger of the Seas, so you don't need your own. Well, actually, you need to keep all the counter spells in because of Toxic Deluge post board. Okay, Spreading Seas is garbage.
This whole meta is toxic. That's a mechanic that came and went. Toxic.
Okay, I need to bring in 5 more cards. We didn't see a Bowmasters. We only saw... Like, Bowmasters is just out of favor, so it's just not worth bringing Stern Scolding in. Okay, we'll bring in Hexcatcher. I gotta bring in 2 extra cards now. I guess Harbinger. I hope they randomly don't have their Swamp that game. The problem is Harbinger shuts off your Cavernous Souls and your Mutavault. You actually sort of want those cards in this matchup. Especially the Cavernous Souls, because they've got a lot of counter magic that is just trash. Is Phantasmal Image any good? What can I copy? I can copy our MindSpring, Merfolk.
You can copy the fucking dragon.
There's no... Oh,
no,
no, Murktide would be terrible, because I just get a 3-3, and they have a 7-7.
But it can block.
Sure, can jump. What am I hoping for here? If there's no Bowmasters, does this help me?
Murktide Weasant.
I don't know if it helps me or not, so I'm just not going to bring it in. Definitely want Dismember. It's fine versus Psychic Frog.
Psychic.
It's also fine it's good versus the...
This hand is packing.
Abhorrent thing. Well, Tishana's Tidebinder is not that good in this matchup.
Plus you got 2 cars.
Yeah, we're going to keep it for the cars. I have a turn 1 play, I have a turn 2 play, a turn 3 play, I have a turn 4 activated ability.
They mulligan to 5.
And I know how to use it. Yeah, that helps. I'll take that.
You got 2 cars, 2 islands, 2 Tishanas.
2 cars, vroom vroom.
2 cars at the same time.
Driving 2 cars at the same time, very difficult. Full stealth driving's on the way, though.
Not if Tesla stock keeps...
Well, Waymo. Google can save us. They got full self-driving cars. They shocked the... Wow, our opponent's hand sucks. That's
wow!
Really
we
bad.
got doubles all over the board.
We got 3 of a kind. Oh, sorry, 3 pairs.
That's right.
So our opponent's hand is in such bad shape if they have to go turn 1 Soporific Springs. They gotta go. Oh my god, and they shock themselves again. I have a Dismember. I guess I'm gonna attack for 1. Just to see what happens. I guess they're gonna play Free Fae. That's my guess. I'll put one of these sinks into play. Pay 3 life? No.
No need.
I guess I should play MindSpring first, then play the Spring. This is a sign of weakness. I think they were thinking about countering it. But maybe they just have Toxic Deluge and they're like, yeah, you can have that. Toxic Deluge for 1. You can have nothing left on the battlefield. Well, they're working up to a Murktide. They got the basic Swamp. That's why you don't keep Harbinger in the deck. Although I was forced to.
Ha!
No! You know, I forgot to say in the deck tech, one thing that makes these cards good as well is like, Engineered Explosives is not popular. That and, what's it called? Engineered Explosives and, where were you? Could have diversified my mana curve, damn it. What's it called? So, both Blast Zone and Engineered Explosives are like just at a massive, massive low.
There's another card I haven't seen in a million years. Blast Zone.
I'm going to play Flood Pits here because I want to keep my Tishana's Tidebinder for this Pluto Delta. If our opponent lets us counter it, which it looks like they are. Peck away for 2. Pop. Again, usually is just terrible in this matchup. Just terrible because of, what's it called? Is usually terrible in this matchup strictly because of Bowmasters, but it's totally playable here. Free the Fae. The Fae are freed. They're gonna get. They have to get an instant. Oh, they can get Unearth, and they can get. Yeah, they got Unearth, which works. Gonna consider. I'll tell you what they're not considering. Their Pluto Delta getting countered. See? Tell you they didn't consider that. You know, this Free the Fae is gonna be a problem because it's like a 1/3 that can block my Flood Pits. So I'm guessing they're going to play the Unearth. And I think... Okay, so I can't do anything about this.
The flushes have been reached.
I think I'm going to dismember on my turn at my upkeep. This thing triggers... Oh no, it triggers at upkeep. When does it trigger? At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep. Okay, so I can't wait till my turn. I could wait till my... Oh no, I can still wait till my turn. I don't really want to waste my Tishana's Tidebinder like that. Okay, they play Picklock Prankster. That's fine.
Just get rid of it.
Oh yeah, I'm just getting rid of it.
Has to go.
You're getting rid of. Get got.
Get done. Bye. He's like, all that work.
Yeah, all that work. Oh, damn it, I killed the thing. They get to kill my thing. Okay, we're all down on resources. Ah. This thing's awful. Well, what does it do? Is there any double black spells I can shut off? No, I don't think there's a single double black spell. Shuts off Fatal Push, I guess. Sort of. I turned this one on, apparently. Shuts off fetch lands.
It's a good draw.
Oh, this thing has vigilance, too. I actually have no good attack here. That's so weird.
Island Walk. Ooh, there you go.
That actually... This, weirdly, is great. I'm very happy for that draw. Because now I can attack into... I can attack for 4. Hooray. That's so pathetic. Dismember a Picklock Prankster. But we're doing what we gotta do. Yeah, again? Well, if I sink... It's interesting. If I sink this, it goes back to hand. You don't have Delirium in the future.
Yeah.
I think I just let it resolve. It's okay. If they play Murktide, I want to sink into Stupor that thing.
Stink into stupid?
Although, I guess they could replay it pretty easily.
Yeah, but for less value. Because they're going to dump their graveyard.
Psyche Frog. You got a frog. I guess...
Who found my frog?
So now what's going to happen is we're going to attack into this frog. They're going to discard to protect it. And then we are going to Tishana's Tidebinder.
Oof, or that. Getting low on life, though.
Yeah, but it's so good. It's so good. Damn. Damn. Or do I attack, let them block, they discard a card to save it, and then we dismember? And it's like we drew 2 cards. Do you know what? I like that idea. Also, we're threatening Hexcatcher. Okay, they didn't even want to block. Well, that whole idea was useless. Okay, so dismember or not to dismember?
Yeah. I think this thing needs to go to the bin.
And also, do we dismember on our opponent's turn? Actually, I guess if we want to dismember, we should do it on their turn. Or maybe do I just let our opponent just do whatever they want? They attack, or even if they don't attack. Okay, do you know what? I think we're just going to let our opponent do whatever they want. I need to get this Tisha's Tiebinder in play, and if we let our opponent, say, attack, deal 1 damage, or they attempt to attack. God, what are they going to do with this? What is the point of... Oh, they want to sculpt the top of their deck before they draw something with Psychic Frog. That's fine. Then they want to draw it immediately. They did leave a card on top, which is not good for us. They're going to gain flying. So we intend on this creature to deal 1 damage to us, and then we're going to counter it. Or counter the triggered ability. And if this gets countered, then, well, we can dismember this stupid thing. Okay, you do not get to draw that card this turn.
You get nothing. Goodbye.
So we attack for 5. Ooh, that was a great draw. Attack for 5. You go to 1. And it's a very lonely life total. Toxic Deluge offline. A lot of cards offline here.
3, 2, 1.
And we win the match. I don't even know what they drew. It was probably Toxic Deluge.
Probably nothing.
That was round 4. A nice clean sweep. I'm telling you, without Bowmasters, the format's easy.
Everything sucks.
Basically. Well, okay, we're still gonna be bad versus energy.
That card carried everybody.
Yes. Yes. Okay, that was round 4. Let's get into round 5. We're here for round 5. We won the die roll, and our hand is just an it's actually not an absolute banger. It's a 1-land Vile hand, but we have 2 1-drops, which actually makes them way more playable.
It's a longer car.
Yeah, it's a longer car. I wonder if these spreading... I mean, I have to look at the metagame. Maybe some of these spreading seas should be hex catchers. The thing is, spreading seas, when it's good, it's absolutely amazing. Yeah, my brother's very excited. You know, given how well this league has gone, like just how forceful this deck has been, I'd be pretty disappointed to walk away with less than a 4-1, especially since we got robbed 1 round. Oh my god.
All the classics are coming back.
All the classics. Come on, land for this Tide Shaper. Completely wreck our opponent. Wreck 'em, rock 'em, sock 'em, got 'em.
Come on.
So now the question is... I guess I have to play MindSpring Merfolk here. And then consider if I want to put Tide Shaper in play. Because I still have Spreading Seas if I really need to hit this land. And just getting some random creatures in play is not bad, especially when we're definitely going to back it up with Master of the Pearl Trident next turn. What the hell is this? The top 5 cards of your library, put 2 of them into your hand, the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Top 5? That seems insane. Okay, I'll let that resolve very cautiously. Now I really wish this was Hexcatcher.
Is stock up some sort of antithesis to dress down?
I don't think those are opposites to each other, you know? Outside of the words up and down. You made me think about it. The stocking up, the opposite of taking my clothes off. Okay, I still want to land just to hit this Utopia Sprawl because apparently they need mana ramp.
Oh, they need more than that.
Okay, we did get the land.
Do it.
Yeah, we'll do it. And they needed red, and it's red on red mana, so they're a red deck. They're a rug deck somehow.
This is getting better.
I guess I'm just gonna attack for 3. I don't know if I need this. I don't know this deck, so I don't know if I need Flood Pits Drowner or not. Like, if I knew my opponent has no creatures and maybe no removal, I would just put the Lord in play and get the 2 extra damage. I do not have this information though, so I think we are going to be holding up Flood Pits.
If you go swimming in a place called Flood Pits and something bad happens to you, you deserve it.
Would deserve to get drowned. Drowned.
Can't say you didn't know what you were getting into.
Another Utopia Sprawl. I don't know what I'm supposed to counter here. This is probably going to be red as well. Malevolent Rumble? Okay. Is this just another Breach deck? Is this Breach just in a weird way? Writhing Childs? Oh! They've been revealing cards this entire time. This is just them damns Aldrazis. Which in that case, maybe I should have put the Lord in play. Okay, they have they have 1 colorless available, so this is offline. What the F is this? Cast this spell, create 2 colorless Eldrazi Scions. Reach, when you sack another Eldrazi, put a counter on this. That's fine. Emrakul? How close are you to that?
Next turn.
Okay, so what's in your hand? Reveals. Oh, they revealed all those cards, and they took this fellow. Okay, in that case, I guess I'm just gonna play the Lord. And we'll hold up Flood Pits and Tishana's Tidebinder. And I'll take the Vial up to 3, so we can counter the Emrakul trigger if that ever comes up. I don't think I need that. I don't think I need to draw cards off of this MindSpring yet either. Well, we're in pretty good shape to just win the game next turn, so...
Yeah.
They were just a little too slow.
The deck sucked just a little too much.
I don't know what to do against this.
Still love that one Emrakul edit that Canister made.
Emrakul. Just hang out with Swag Tusk.
When you're ready to make the scene.
And the Master of Raves. They should all just make a compilation.
The AI generator should eat off of that shit. See what it comes up with.
Ugin's Labyrinth. Alright, so Kozilek's Return online.
Kozilek.
So this is going to make some token. Do I just need to get in for 8? So I think I'm just going to counter that ability.
Yeah. Seems like a thing to do. Sorry, opponent.
Well, not really. I'm not sorry.
It just wasn't your day.
Okay, we won. I don't know how to sideboard. I mean, I would loosely understand how to sideboard. So
you click the cards.
we're gonna bring
and
in.
You choose the ones.
I'll bring the Spreading Seas cards in. We'll bring in Consign. That was what was that? A 3/3 or a 2/2? Oh, thank God it shows me. It's a 2/3. I can actually counter that, but it has has a cast trigger. Card's not good. Probably not dismember. Probably not dismember. Maybe. Don't know actually though. I need all the counter spells to deal with Kozilek's return. Tishana's Time Bar is fine, but not perfect. I think I'm going to keep the MindSpring.
I think you will.
Maybe it's Flood Pit's Drowner that I get rid of. Maybe it is Tishana's Time. Maybe it's a combination of Tishana's Tidebar and Flood Pits. They're going to bring in either Pyroclasm or Fire Spout, so I should try to keep all the Lords. Or maybe this is like a shaving situation. Let's shave one of each, because I don't know what to take out. Let's shave around them.
Very hairy Merfolk.
I don't remember what's in these decks. Well, I mean, this is a very specific list. I've never seen this particular list. Well, this hand would be like relatively good, but it's a one-lander, so I'm gonna mulligan. It has Harbinger of the Seas, so it could just win off of that. I'm gonna keep it. Now the question is, do I keep both Harbinger of the Seas or not?
They went to 5.
Yeah, we're gonna keep this. I'm probably going to play this turn 2, so I'm not going to play this. But I would really like to have some crappy creature to protect Harbinger of the Seas. Ah! Yeah, let's get rid of one Harbinger. It's possible I'm not even going to draw a second land. But it's just nice to have a backup Harbinger.
It's not true. You'll get all the land you need.
And there it is, like you said. All the land I need. All of them. Red Mana Online. Oh, there's a sewing Miko jerk.
It looks good enough to eat.
That thing?
It's a fungus.
I wonder what Eldrazi tastes like.
Chicken.
Malevolent Rumble.
Tastes like spam.
I think for this turn, I'm just going to Spreading Seas this Eldrazi Temple. It'd suck if they play this. You need 2 green sources? Kicker. No, you just need... You don't need 2 green sources.
Looks like those mushrooms that were growing behind my toilet. Those were good to eat.
Very poorly timed. Terribly timed. So the crappy thing is this Eldrazi spawn token is at least... I mean, if they get more spawn tokens in play, that'll be terrible. Fortunately, that other Eldrazi requires red and green. Okay, so this is... Oh, it's going to get Eldrazi Temple. It's a weird line.
Eldrazi, mushroom.
Okay, we're going to get a Harbinger, and hopefully... Oh, damn, they could Kozilek for 1.
They could.
Oh, no, but if they do, then they lose Eldrazi spawn. So they could Kozilek for 1, but it doesn't do anything. This is backbreaking, because they're going to lose the Devourer of Destiny that they put on this Ugin's Labyrinth.
It's going to be backbreaking because they'll have nothing.
And then once I get this Flood Pit's Drowner and remove this Eldrazi spawn, that might be just GG.
You made the good call keeping this hand.
Actually, I can sync. So, oh, they are going to Kozilek? Yeah, they're going to do it for 1. They're going to get the thing back. Oh, they're going to get the thing back, but they'll scry 1. Draw a card. That's desperation, though. That is a desperation move. I guess they're looking for either a 0 top 1 bottom. I guess they're looking for either a basic. They're looking for a Dismember.
Pass through your turn, you have nothing.
Wait, well, they have a 3/3.
It's going to be gone soon.
Oh!
Aww.
They can use this to find another land. Oh, and they can eat up my land, too. How many basics do they have?
2.
Okay, so basics forests online. But red is offline, colorless is offline, so they actually can't work too well with what they got. Is it too? Maybe it's too risky to play this Ether Vial.
Yes.
I should just pass. Oh no, it's not risky because I'm definitely playing Flood Pits.
Yeah, zap them out.
Yeah, I should have played Ether Vial. I guess I could do it next turn because I'm gonna eat up one of these guys.
Back in the deck you go.
Not yet, but soon.
Bzz.
Make sure you attack with your creature before you shuffle the thing away.
Shuffle.
You have stuff to play for a green. It's definitely going to be red. Okay. Have to deal with it later.
Yeah, when you get a spreading season next turn. Manamorphose.
Well, looks like it's Pyroclasm. It's Pyroclasm?
Mana.
Or is it one of those Eldrazi's that still require colorless mana? You don't have it. Oh, Malevolent Rumble. Yes. Can have that. They found Emrakul, the Promised End. Is that a problem? That could be a problem. It's a pretty big creature. Yeah, they chose Emrakul, the Promised End. How much does that cost?
$1.
Costs 1 less to cast for each card type among cards in your graveyard. What the hell is that? Oh, that's good. I should say that's good enough. So card type: sorcery, land, creature. Sorcery, land, creature, instant. Goes looks returns in the deck. Sorcery, land, creature, instant costs 4 less. It's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 land short. Maybe I'm just going to let this thing stay tapped. And I'm going to try to win the race. And next turn I have to like sink this stupid thing to prevent this Emerald. I'm counting that right? Land, creature.
Get out the pen and
Land, creature, artifact. Oh, sorcery, instant. So it costs 5 less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, so they can do it. Is this counterable? Protection from instants. Only when it's on the battlefield. So the problem is there's a lot of problems. They could like sink, hold priority, and make me sack my flare. How much does attack for 6? Okay.
Full steam ahead. We're going down like the Titanic.
Well, we can't lose the Harbinger of the Seas. That's the good news.
They should make a sequel to Titanic where it sinks again. We learned nothing.
So it looks, I can counter this, right? Yeah, I can counter this. So I'm going to flare, sack the Flood Pits. And they have the option to, well, if they attack right now, then that's not going to happen. So what, can I just block this? No, I want to keep the Lord on the battlefield.
Yeah.
I assume they're going to cast this Emrakul.
Ugh.
But they can't do anything with my turn. They can't do, sorry, they can't do anything with my board. Oh, F. I forgot about the Kozilek's return in the graveyard. Oh, that changes everything. Yeah, I just gonna lose everything. Okay, I'm just gonna concede. Yeah, it's okay. I don't need to see how this ends. I probably could have played that better in a lot of ways. Do I want to change it? Well, they got a lot of creatures. Maybe I should have this. Oh, maybe I guess we have to have this Tishana's Tidebinder. Maybe it's better than Flood Pit's Drowner. And I like everything else. MindSpring Merfolk seems fine still, I think. especially since it could get out of. Actually, MindSpring Merfolk looks really good because a Lord plus MindSpring Merfolk can get you out of range of Kozilek's return, at least for when it deals 2 damage. Good question. Is Hexcatcher better than a Lord of Atlantis? Or is Hexcatcher better than Floodpit's Drowner? I'm not sure. We'll try it. Especially on the play. No lands, mulligan. Lands, but really weak hand. Really
Strong
weak.
hand.
My opponent kept 7. I think I have to mulligan this. I think we can have a lot better than this.
I don't.
This is going to do. Okay, we're going to keep this. Think, dump. This is a lot easier on 6. I do want to keep the Spreading Seas. I also want to keep the Consign, but I can't be that greedy. Okay, I'll get rid of the Sink and the Consign. This maximizes how much I can screw the opponent while also maximizing the amount of damage I can do with this type of hand. Because the Mutavault and the Hexcatcher are at least enough threats. But it would be really nice to have that Consign.
Consign to game. Okay. This is it.
Yay! Oh, boo! It's terrible. Coming after my vial, huh? It's very rude. It's worth playing Spreading Seas here. Probably not. Probably not. Alright, maybe Engineered Explosives sees more play than I think. Maybe it sees more play than I think. Alright, I'll just pass. We'll get our Hexcatcher in play and figure it out what we want to do next turn.
Oh no!
Oh no, it's Hexcatcher.
You know what you must do. Yes.
Hitting the color mana helps a lot. Guess this is not our tournament.
No, you'll get there.
Oh yeah? I will I? Well, the only way that's going to happen is our opponent has a lot of colorless cards in hand, but they have no colorless mana. And they apparently have colorless mana.
Pass through your turn, you got nothing. You needed those 4. You don't have them anymore.
Guess they're just going to play their...
Thought Nasir.
Oh, they're playing this thing. It's silly, right? You can just counter this. You get nothing. But, I mean, it slows us down, and that might just favor them, period. Yeah, the best draw we could draw is probably Harbinger of the Seas. That's the only thing I could be like, yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, boy. We did not draw that. Okay, given the board, I'm just not even going to attack.
Didn't even want to attack for 2.
No. This is going to represent counterspells because that's exactly what we got. We've got counterspells. We have a lot of them. I'm definitely going to counter that. Preventing them from having more mana is good, especially red mana.
Talisman.
Come on, Tide Spreading. I mean, Harbinger of the Seas would be the best. Even MindSpring Merfolk would not be too bad. Oh, there we go. Ask and you shall receive. Okay. Now they still got the forest, so if they can get that stupid sowing Eldrazi, whatever the hell it's called.
Ha.
Okay, we got Sink It to Stupor. All right, let's top deck some 2-drops for us. Also,
Oh,
Perfect. Let's get in there. Guess it's never over till it's over. Well, there is a Harbinger of the Season in the deck. Now, I am definitely going to put the Lord in because it can matter, and I assume my opponent's paralyzed. My opponent, if I didn't think my opponent was paralyzed, you hold back the Lord, but we assume the opponent is paralyzed here.
yeah.
So we have to maximize damage, and now they're on a 3-turn clock instead of being on a 4-turn clock. I'm going to keep this thing at 2.
Oh,
Perfect. Okay, well, I attack for 5, then I attack for 10. Okay, so I'm holding this back because our opponent could still top deck Engineered Explosives. And even if we sink it, they could do it twice.
so sorry, OP. So sorry.
I'm not. After what that Terminus player did to us, I'm not.
Wasn't his fault.
That was greasy. That was so greasy. And this is not greasy. This is balance. This is a Harbinger of the Seas is a very well-designed balanced card to deal with the decks that want to play with a bunch of soul lands. All right, we got... That was so powerful. I don't know how to put it. That was so powerful.
What are treasure chests worth now?
Very little.
Oh, these should be worth like 3 ticks.
What can I say? I mean, of course, Harbinger of the Seas and Flood Pit's Drowner, they were big players today. They really stole the show in some matches. But MindSpring Merfolk, let's not forget that it helped refill almost our entire hand. It buffed our team. Also was
a target.
It was a target for turn 1 removal. Usually, the opponents are waiting for us to play 2 drops and 3 drops, and they spend their Fatal Push on it. And that's when we lose. That's a losing proposition. But if they are threatened enough by this card that they're going to play Fatal Push on turn 1, that is a huge win. Like this is what I'm waiting for in a 1-drop Merfolk. But again, like I said, this card is very fragile. It's as good as Bowmasters and Ren and 6 and other 1 toughness pingers are absent, like Lava Dart and maybe even like Fire and Ice. But those aren't around in the metagame. So anyway, it's performed. This card's been performing very well. Maybe it's a slam dunk 4 of. That's why we went to 4 this league, to see how well it would run. And it ran great. And honestly, I'm not going to run less than 4. This card is just fantastic. Remove some lords if you need to find more space. This is 4 of quality. Well, I hope you loved the video. I hope you love my brother. If you're fans of my brother, you gotta leave those comments in the comment section below. And this has been Nikachu and his brother playing Merfolk with MindSpring Merfolk in Modern.